guys like this video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you guys are interested in a personal session, check out my website, ReadingsWithBree.com. And now if you guys are interested in some more exclusive content, I now have my Patreon, The Cosmic Circle, Readings with Bree, where you're going to dive into weekly crystal ball and tarot readings, to monthly Q&As, hypnosis recordings, tarot classes, and more. So if you guys want to be an exclusive member and join me on that journey, I'll put the link below. But thank you to each and every one of you for all your love and support. It truly means the world to me, and I just love you guys so very much. So let's dive into the topics for today. What's going on, beautiful souls? I hope you guys are doing fabulous during these pretty intense and chaotic times. I'm looking forward to doing a tarot reading, a crystal ball and tarot reading for you guys for the month of December, to look at the energies, to see what's coming up, any highlights, what do we need to know. So I haven't yet pulled any tarot on this, but I pulled a couple oracles that came up, which were quite interesting. We have the Nightingale, the Shapeshifter, and also the back of the deck is the Sea Serpent. Now, it's interesting because the other day we had a wonderful group chat on my Patreon, and there was a specific dream that I had the night before, and it felt like, for me, I'm a very visual person. I dream all the time, and I would say majority of the time I do remember my dreams, and it was quite an interesting, intense situation where I felt immersed in the current area of what was happening. And a bit of a perspective of what I can share too is we have been talked in this physical 3D reality. We have been talking about Thailand and Cambodia and going to do a trip there in the near future. And within my dream, I was in that area from my visual, from what I could see. And we were in a boat approaching land, and out of nowhere, it was like crashed. This massive, unexpected storm took over, and I have to say it was quite intense. The whole boat was completely engulfed in waves, and there was many casualties that actually took place. And it was kind of interesting because not every dream, also, like, honestly, most dreams, you guys, are not literal, okay? But there was something very weird about this dream where I felt actually in this location, in this space. And as the day went on, I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and she sent me some messages when it comes to a very specific situation that was happening in Southern Asia here. And there is a massive flood that happened here, leaving many souls, many casualties here, many, people really stranded. And apparently this is one of the worst floodings in years that affected millions in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Sri Lanka. So it was kind of this surreal energy. It's like, oh my goodness, I felt like I was there on like an astral level. So my heart goes out to everyone in these places dealing with this situation. And I have to say, like, with some of the energies, I pulled some tarot on that specific situation, and I do see, as we go into the times ahead, more shakeups with Mother Earth when it comes to flooding, earthquakes, volcanic disturbances or eruptions as well. So it does feel like things are even going to intensify as we near 2025 and entering into 2026, year of the fire horse, you guys. So I wanted to just share that because it was almost like this impression, this download that came in. And I'm going to be paying really close attention to my dreams over the next little while. So, and I encourage you guys to do that, because a lot of our impressions, our intuitions, they are coming online stronger than ever. So let me know what you guys have been experiencing in your day-to-day life. Have you guys been having these, downloads and impressions coming in? I do think there's been lots of shifts that have happened for me personally since we've come back from Egypt. And it's been really interesting to see the actual physical sensations happening within my reality and synchronicities. But with that being said, let's dive in. We're going to dive into the energy of these oracles, and I want to pull and do a crystal ball gazing for you guys when it comes to the month of December 2025. And as always, lovely souls, please use your discernment. I'm just sharing a perspective of intuitive downloads that I get on my end with visions and things that I put together. But that being said, I'm excited to share with you guys from some of the energies that we're already getting. So starting off with the Nightingale, look at this card. This is the first time I've actually pulled this card out of the deck, and this is that truth that sings in the dark. So big card of communication, you guys. This is not a mystery card at all. And I'm almost hearing, okay, like when we look at the energies, again, this is not just a December 1st to December 31st energy. You know, time is fluid, things can change. And I know I've gotten this shapeshifter card recently. This could have even been in November. So this is still like a carry forward from past energies, moving forward into potentially the new year. But again, what I'm getting with this is like, yes, it could absolutely be whistleblowers, but I'm getting specifically the word like leaks, and I feel like I'm hearing actual like recordings being leaked, especially with when it comes to, I'm getting like food. It seems to be a big topic where the food industry and the corruption and the chemicals that's really in the foods. I mean, in Canada, there's big talks about cloned meat and, you know, anyway, that's a whole other topic. But what I'm getting with this Nightingale is truth coming out, leaks coming out in December. It is not a quiet month, you guys, not at all. So big energy for hidden operations spoken out. Also like suppressed information really being released. Okay. It's like a surprising, I'm almost hearing like a surprising statement from somebody in power is what I'm hearing. And what's really interesting is like the crystal ball is catching my eye, because we're going to also look, I'm seeing a crown very, very vividly. It is a golden crown. And again, I wanted to look into with that, the royal family, more specifically, I get with that King Charles, because I feel like there's a dynamic shift happening underneath the surface, and that's going to be, I think, more prominent as we move into December. So again, when we look at the royal family, that reptilian, the shape-shifting energy, kind of interesting to link that up. Okay, so big exposure moments for 2025, and again, this is the last month of that 9-year, which is endings. It's about that upheaval of things that have been hidden. Okay, so release of information. And we'll see how much time we have at the end, but there was something about a specific, I had the word Korea come out as well. And I feel like this is also a lot of political shifts, global alliances. This is a lot of like government systems underneath the surface too. And there is something about having our eyes or pinpointing Korea as a center of attention in going into December. That's just a download that I got. So we might have to pull the cards more specifically on more details when it comes to that. But I just wanted to share that before I lost that as well. So Korea was given to me with a specific, like just the word Korea. All right, so let's see what else. We have again that shapeshifter energy. And again, I'm getting this could be very much linked to do with the royal family or Hollywood. Now, I know Hollywood's been falling for a long time, and that's a whole other topic on its own. But when we look at, you know, the generation and so many people that have looked up to celebrities or royal members, and they've really put them on a pedestal, there's something about a shift in public perception that changes that completely, okay? Because this is a public figure falling, but a transformation taking place, okay? It's a dramatic shift from what I see. And I want to say one last thing about the reptilian, the shapeshifter is, again, I know I've seen this in the past, but again, paying attention to, you know, I don't encourage anybody to get hooked into the clown shows of the news and the media, but I feel like you can find a lot more evidence coming out, or glitches so-called in the system, where these shapeshifters, so these so-called, we can say, factions or reptilians that have been hiding under a mask are, again, not able to sustain their frequency, because Mother Gaia is also shifting and changing. So there's the visual that is able to take place where we can actually see people shape shifting, and that has been happening for months and months already, probably even years. So you know what I'm getting, that you guys remember that that one girl on the airlines, she goes, where she had the little mini voice, the Minnie Mouse voice. She goes, I'm telling you guys right now. It's like people are going to be witnessing. That's the vision I'm getting. People are going to be witnessing a shift in certain individuals here, which is coming out. Now, this is reoccurring energy with that sea serpent that I'm getting, because I talked about it. I don't know if this was in the November energy report, but I talked about it not too long ago about there are going to be more findings in the waters, okay? And I get this very strongly, like as I'm gazing also at the crystal ball, there's something about like runes, like ancient runes, underwater runes, I guess I should say. Or I'm getting like circular, it's kind of interesting. We have the sea serpent, look at the circular structures underneath the oceans, underneath the waters. And this is going to, okay, one second, because I'm seeing it, I seen it as like a circular structure, but it's forming like a sinkhole. So it's like a sinkhole that happens, but this sinkhole reveals ancient formations underneath the waters. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it, like, to me, it's more, at first I thought it was a circular structure, but it's a sinkhole, and within that sinkhole, but the sinkhole's not on land. The sinkhole is in the waters. It's in the, I'm going to say the oceans, and within this sinkhole, there are underwater like runes that are discovered. Okay, that's what I get with the with that sea serpent. And also the discovery within that, the discovery of new life that we have not yet discovered. And it's like when I see it, I'm hearing like big, like mega, like big. So it's kind of interesting. I feel like there could be a really big sighting also with the sea serpent. And it's interesting because before I came on too, I had that Loch Nessie monster pop into my head, and I didn't think too much of it. But now that I'm gazing here and seeing this sea serpent, it's almost like this rise of something interesting, something new. It's not like a Loch Nessie. I'm just using that as an example. But there's some kind of new findings within the waters, not just an actual, let's say, sea serpent, but I'm seeing actual like runes or like formations, ancient formations underneath the water too. All right, so let's pull some tarot and see if we can dive into the general energy of December 2025. This looks very big, you guys. Major discovery, okay? And this feels very much like globally known, or it will be globally known. I don't feel like it's one of these little quiet secrets that's kept in little corners of the internet. This feels like a major underwater discovery that will be talked about. I get like big in terms of, you remember when they started talking about those, the pillars underneath the pyramids? That's kind of the big talk I'm hearing with something underwater. Maybe it's in relations to an actual sea serpent, but I'm seeing both. I'm seeing an actual sea serpent energy, like a new findings, but I'm also seeing new findings of some kind of structure, like runes as well. All right, with that being said, let's dive into a Celtic cross spread and see what messages are coming out, Spirit. What can we expect for December 2025? I was getting so much water cards the other day too, you guys. Oh, you guys, this is so good. This is so good. It's getting juicy. As I was saying, 2026 is gonna be spicy, you guys. All right, let's see what's going on. I like the back of the decks. Also Three of Cups, and we look at the month of December. 1 + 2 is 3. That's that communication, the speech, the communication with Gemini being the third, also number 3 again, the third sign. So there's a lot about talks, reveals again, okay? It's like November was planting those seeds and December is letting it out. So let's dive into what we have for December here. Now, right off the bat, 10 of Swords as the current situation, you guys. This is the end of a cycle and also an end of a cycle on the world stage. So you're going to see lots of narratives collapse, especially within Hollywood. I think looking at the Epstein files and the release, look at the challenges, the Ace of Cups. So there's a flooding of information that is leaked going into the weeks ahead, and that's going to take a lot. It's going to change the perspective of a lot of people that have maybe idolized certain people or political figures or royal figures. It's really going to bring a sense of awareness. So again, 10 of Swords is showing it's showing the ending. And that ending is, again, really this energy of not being able to pretend anymore, okay? If we look at the Ace of Cups as the challenge, this is a bit of a block sometimes on an emotional level. So people are overwhelmed with the information that is, I feel like, about to come out. So tension is really high. It's almost like tension's high and compassion can be low. So people will take truth quite personally, and it's funny because we've talked about this before. It's like, imagine just waking up and you realize like your entire life, everything you've been taught, everything that you know is just a lie. It just really shifts your whole life, and it makes you ask that question, like, who am I without these structures? Because again, you guys, where we are headed on a collective level is, yes, it's going to be a bigger divide, and it's going to get more intense and more intense. But again, that's why it's very important to tune into yourself and where you're at. The devil, I guess I'm skipping ahead here, but the devil with the past is what's leaving us. So the corruption, the bondage is leaving us. Very important, right? So it's like the question here we can ask ourselves is like, how do we proceed without panic? Because there's a little bit of a panicky energy here. And I feel like it's going to be really hard for people that are not doing that inner work to remain calm during this unveiling, okay? This is completely random, but I'm seeing a lot of water in the crystal ball too. This has also come up, so I'm sorry if I'm kind of sound like a broken record on some of these videos, but contamination with the water, it feels like a big one as well, and it links into the food and the leaks that are coming out within our food industry, okay? So just paying attention to that. Now, interesting enough, we have the Hermit here, and this is my blackout energy, you guys. So I do think that we're going to see a continuous amount of blackouts throughout the world. I'm not getting anywhere specific or to pinpoint that at the moment, unless this is linked to Korea, because Korea was highlighted for me when I was looking before I came online, when I was looking into this. So the Hermit is, again, solitude, it's reflection, and I do think that within this truth seeking energy that most of us are looking for, right, there's going to be quite a big potential of even more lockdowns happening going into 2026. As I said, it's going to be a spicy year, because look at the near future. This is an acceleration, massive acceleration. So it's like, again, having all the stuff come and flood into our awareness, and sometimes we don't know how to process that if we're not doing our inner work. So this could be a bit of an issue for a lot of people, and it's going to create a little bit of chaos here. Now, again, what we need to focus on when I see this is going inwards. The Hermit's about your internal awakening, right? It's like, again, don't believe the narrative first. Go inward and seek your own truth. It's not about listening to a certain psychic or a tarot reader. It's going within, because that's where you guys are going to find your answers, truly going inside. And that's what we have to focus on right now in terms of the Hermit in this position. So again, the past, we talked about that devil. This is the old power games, the manipulation, political illusions, you guys. This is secrets and restrictions, but the controlling system is what's being exposed here, okay? And the chains are breaking. They're literally breaking, which is extremely positive, okay? That's what lines with the 9-year cycle. Year of the snake is the revelations, okay? What's our strength? Look at this. We have the star. I love this, because this is, guess what? hope. This is healing. This is also connections to our galactic star family. They're very much here, very much integrated, and they're not here to save the day, but this is showing that again also that there is assistance on some level as well when we're looking at I guess we can say the white hats or certain factions that it's a spiritual war. It's that light against the dark, and it's the amalgamation. I guess it's the transmutation of these two, and that's what's happening collectively. But the truth, what I can say too is, like, if you guys are wondering, like, hey, is this the truth? Is it fear porn? I mean, the truth is going to liberate. It's not going to devastate. So start getting curious and ask questions is a good way to angle that. But I love this because I feel like looking at the collective with the star card in this position does show that people unite, people come together, they support each other, okay? And this is where spiritual acceleration skyrocket, okay? I have been channeling and getting this Lyran frequency and guide come in, and this is going to happen for many, many people. They're going to just be able to channel and connect with these I don't want to say upgraded frequencies, but it's like these increased frequencies that are being remembered. Because remember, you guys, we have all this power and knowledge inside. We just need to strip away the layers that have created this mental fog. It's like the devil. Think of the devil as, again, getting drunk, right? When you consume alcohol, you don't think straight. You're foggy, you're dizzy. Maybe you black out. You don't get that clarity when you're in that devil energy, right? So I like to use the example of, being intoxicated, because it's just, you're not in alignment when you're bogged down with being intoxicated. So again, you guys, like, this is really positive to see the Eight of Wands in the near future, because this is sudden, it's sudden movement. So on a spiritual level, I do think that this is, yes, literal, with the Hermit, the Star, and the Eight of Wands, this is literal acceleration with our DNA, with our spiritual essence. I've been getting so many messages about our DNA, you guys, and the activations that are happening within inside of our bodies. But on the other aspect, this is a huge, like, acceleration with, guess what? Exposure. Remember the nightingale. Again, this next, I would say 8 weeks, because this is one of my cards that I really resonate with specific time. So over the next 8 days to 8 weeks, huge energy when it comes to leaking corporate greeds, corporate plans, and those backdoor deals. Okay, again, Epstein files, the food industry, so many different things here. The water, something to do with the water as well. Okay, and when we look at the Knight of Wands in terms of the advice here, I could say for you guys tuning in or for the collective, the King of Wands is about that boldness. It's that visionary. So it's like leadership from passion and courage as well. Okay, so it's really that sovereign energy, but it's also standing firm and, demanding the truth. It's like truth-telling energy that is coming out here. When we look at the environment, we have the Seven of Pentacles here. And this is a big evaluation, especially of the financial system, okay? So there could be big financial shifts within the system, and this could even be increases when we're looking at crypto and gold and silver. Okay, I get that very strongly. But you know what else I get with this is when I get my Seven of Pentacles, this is a card of farming, of crops, of nourishment. So I think the agricultural supply, and there'll be like a chain reassessment here again. Right now, things are through the roof for prices, for food. It is a dog-eat-dog world out there. And again, I would love to say I see this calming down tomorrow. Unfortunately, I don't see that. I still see quite a bit of that, that clash and that spicy energy to happen in the times ahead. But ultimately, look at you guys, we are moving to calmer waters. But with that being said, this is a big card of my floods as well. It takes me back to my dream. We were on this boat and this massive this massive storm came out of nowhere. So it was kind of a, I don't know, a surreal moment where I felt like I was actually in these locations when it was happening. So kind of an interesting experience. But again, when we look at, this is our hopes and fears, and I do think this is like the transition. Many people are wanting to move into calmer waters. I mean, they want to get out of this chaos. And again, you guys don't have to wait for that external to happen. It's really you tuning into your heart and creating that calmness in your world, okay? But this is also moving past old systems. There is that King of Cups in the outcome. I don't know how well you can see it here. Let me put it here. Okay, see that crown, you guys? This gives me that King Charles energy. I seen a crown in the crystal ball earlier. So I want to do a specific tarot card pull on the royal families. Interesting enough, we have the King of Cups in the outcome of December. So this could be very much a big month related to the monarchy, specifically potentially King Charles, but on more of a general symbolic energy. Again, cups is all about water. It's wise leadership. And I feel like this is a bit of, it's a bit of like a moving forward with a navigation with that Six of Swords and moving into more of maturity when it comes to people that are on the forefront, okay? So all in all, after there's lots of truth that is exposed here, there is a move to calmer waters, to more grounded energy. So it's that's overall a really positive ending. But again, I think that there's going to be an acceleration of stuff coming out. So let's see. Should I do... Maybe I'll do a bit of a crystal ball gazing and see what else I can get before we do a tarot card pull on the royals. So let me take a moment. Now I do have quite a big emphasis on like pinpointing. I'm seeing like the UK, and there's a lot of water involved. So I take this as like, I'm seeing that Six of Swords, which is my massive flooding card. But what's interesting is there's also what looks like, I see this as an oil spill, you know, the mark that the oils leaves, and this looks like this is related to in the water. So this could represent, I don't know if this is in England, but I see a lot of flooding or rising of waters, specifically in the UK. I'm just gonna say the UK. And then there's also something about oil here. This could be maybe a big oil spill or something happening around there as well. I have no idea where this is, you guys, but the image that I'm seeing is a train accident. It's like a train, I guess we could say derailment here. I'm sorry, I have no idea where this is though. It's just the image that's flashing through here. You know what though, you guys too, we could look at the train tracks as being a symbolism here. You know, if this is not a literal, let's say, train derailment, it could represent also something that goes off course, that is unexpected than this, that sudden shift that we've seen with dynamics, especially with the governments and leaks that are coming out. So, I mean, let me know if you guys hear of anything with some train derailments, but I can't see a specific like location. I just see the flashing of that image. Okay, so this is a very vivid imagery of a volcano. It is spewing, you guys, spewing. I'm gonna pull some cards on this because it doesn't, like, I don't see much around. Like, it feels like barren. It feels barren, like it's, I don't know, a little bit like a very humid energy. But it doesn't seem like this is something, how do I say it? When I see into this image, it feels like unexpected. You know what I mean? It's not like this is one of those volcanoes where we're watching or we're expecting or there's activity. It feels like it's almost dormant. Let me just get a couple cards. Yes, oh my gosh. Okay, look at this. Seven of Pentacles is that build up, but also it's like a dormant energy, something that's been brewing. Here's that activation, you guys. And then the Six of Swords, which also could represent flooding, unless this is, no, I don't get this as being like a volcano in the waters. I get this as being on the land. It feels very hot, very dry. And that's just the like I'm feeling flush as I'm seeing this volcano, but it feels very unexpected. So let me know if you guys hear of anything. You know, again, could be symbolic, again, like blowing off steam and that that energetic like pop off for a lot of truths that are coming to surface. But again, I do get that this image looks very vivid, so I do think that this could represent an actual volcano that is erupting here, huh? Now I think we're gonna move over to pulling a few cards. I want to look into the tarot when it comes to the royal family, specifically King Charles. But one last image I'm seeing right in the middle of the crystal ball is the moon. And I think there is like a new moon or a full moon. I can't recall exactly. Sorry, guys. But I know there is one in December because we're going to be doing a meditation for that. I think it's December 19th or maybe the 4th or the 5th. I'm sorry, guys. I can't remember. But there is a keynote of seeing the moon in the crystal ball. But I'm wondering too, with seeing when we pulled the original spread, you guys, we had the star and the Eight of Wands, and this is acceleration with AI and technology. But I wonder if there's going to be more talks about when it comes to exploring space or exploring going to the moon again, because that seemed to be coming up with the Eight of Wands and also the Star card. So let's switch gears and see, Spirit, can you share, is there going to be a big announcement when it comes to either King Charles or the monarchy for the month of December? What can you share? Is there going to be a big announcement? Justice. Page of Cups. Page of Cups is like a message, something coming towards the devil. A message coming towards us. The Fool. Five of Wands. Knight of Swords. And the Emperor with the Six of Cups on the back. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind with the Justice, you guys, is, again, Prince Andrew. And he stepped back recently with his connections to the Epstein files. Lots about children here, you guys. So, interesting enough, when we look at this energy, we have the Justice over the Royals. And this is showing, again, accountability, and there's a lot of scrutiny and, let's say, ethical questions that are really going to come to surface even more and more in the weeks ahead from what it looks like, because the present is the Fool. And when we look at the Fool with the Page of Cups as the situation, this is a message, okay? Unexpected news to come out, like a surprising tidbit of information, the devil, of what they've been up to. So this is a corrupt system that the royal family has been involved with, okay? And I think that this is also in relations. We have a lot, again, to do with children and youthful energy. There's that children, there's the Page and the Fool as well. So there's like a younger figure or younger energy that's coming out of some hidden truths. So big, this could even be, I mean, we don't have that imprisonment card out here, but it's kind of interesting. I didn't plan on looking into Andrew, but you know, him stepping back and really bringing that public awareness and that microscope into that and the ties to the Epstein files too. So I was kind of curious though, what does this look like for King Charles, right? Because when I look at the outcome, we do have a bit of energy here to suggest somebody may come in to take his place, because this is also rushing in. That King of Swords could be a representation of a Prince William coming in. And the Fool is really a representation of a shift in roles. It's a new direction in the structure of the monarchy. So I do think we're going to hear some news. For some reason, I was really expecting the Three of Swords for some reason. But I don't see that coming out here, but we do have the Five of Wands in the outcome. So what's happening is conflicted narratives when it comes to public tension, discussions, disagreements maybe, but there's a lot of noise around public like PR conflicts as well. And who knows, like, I mean, there's been tons of videos with Meghan Markle, and maybe I'm gonna do like an update on a dive on the royal family again. I'm not going to get into too much of like deep readings here for this video, but this is definitely pinpointing more spotlight of things happening within the royal family. So quite a bit of tension that will rise. I don't know if it's a complete switch in roles in December, but tension is rising for that to take place. So that could happen over the next couple of months here. Let's pull some of our oracles and see here. Spirit, what can you share when it... Okay, we've already got one coming out. The Temple. What can you share when it comes to the energy of the royal families? More specifically, kind of pinpointing King Charles. Same frigging card flew out, you guys. The Father and the Shapeshifter. Wow. All right. The Buffalo. All right, let's see if one more card wants to come out. Actually, you know what? I'm seeing an image of one of my other decks. I'm gonna grab 1 second. Now, with that Shapeshifter to come out yet again, you guys, this to me is quite a literal like role change. And I don't know, again, if I get an immediate shift in December, but tensions are rising. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me that King Charles is not front and center for much longer with this energy. It feels like it is tensions rising, and this could even represent Prince William really taking on more duties or obligations here, but it's stepping into a new public role with this Knight and the Fool and the Shapeshifter. When we look at the Father, this is to me that paternal line. It's the king, it's the father figure within the family to represent the anchor of the institution. So this is King Charles from my perspective, and we have the Temple, and the Temple is kind of the ritual, also that ceremony. So I feel like the royals, the temple, the tradition that it holds, there is a formal, I'm hearing like a formal announcement, because it's interesting that this is over the Page of Cups, a formal announcement with a shift in roles here. And the buffalo, I feel like the buffalo is a big like ancestral energy. So to me, this is a long-standing burden that will be lifted, and also a sacred turning point. So again, usually when I pull on the royal families, I haven't done a big read on them recently, but I've always got that tower moment. So, you know, over the years ahead, there's going to be a massive dismantling from them. So let's pull a final few cards. I don't know why I wanted to pull out the True Crime Oracles, but that was the deck I gravitated towards. So let's end on a couple messages. What else can you share with us, Spirit, when it comes to the royal family? What do we need to know about stuff coming out alive? Is somebody alive? Did somebody fake their death? We have, oh, you guys, grandparent, road, and alive. Do you guys not get a big Princess Diana energy from that? Let's see, Spirit, can you confirm, can we get one more card to confirm, is this in relations to information or tensions building with truth about potentially Princess Diana? I have a female. Let's get one more. Okay, we have intuition that wanted to pop up. Okay, the next card though, you guys, is faked death. That really lines up with fake death. We have alive, we have the road as well. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but I'm wondering if this is also information coming out. Again, things that will ultimately bring justice and accountability here to things that have happened beneath the scene with the royal family. I mean, look at that devil card in the past, you guys. They are not innocent. I'm sorry. This is definitely probably not going to be the video for you if you guys love the royals, but they have been in a lot of shady deals and shady business. So there's that egotism on the back of the deck. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let's end this with a few just oracle messages for you guys and what you guys need to know for December 2025. Let's end on some fun. Let's do angel cards. Final messages for our lovely soul family. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me again. This might have been a bit of a lengthier video. But what can you share? Final messages. What do you guys need to know in terms of 2025? December. I don't know why I keep saying just 2025. Okay, because 2025 is in 9 years, so that makes sense. Thank you, Spirit. But it says here, hold your vision. So for you guys, this is focusing on good, maintaining your concentration on the outcomes and the desires. This is about putting your faith, your time, and your ideas to pursue your goals with all your might. You guys have such a beautiful and courageous spirit. 1551. I love it. And that back of the deck is, as you know, you guys have heard me talk about it again and again, 999. We're in a 9 year, and 9's about release, surrender. And this is all about karma as well. What goes around comes around, and it feels like that's what's happening to the royal family as well. So it's talking about circumstances are ending, but we as a collective can take an advantage of better ones that come around. So how can you make room for something to emerge? And I think you guys, as long as you guys are open to change and willing to connect to your hearts, everything's going to line up for you guys. So I love you so very much. And until next time, bye for now.